Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Tomori's move from Chelsea to AC Milan, and are we getting closer to Achraf Hakimi? So guys, it's official now. Tomori is now an AC Milan player. AC Milan have taken up the option to buy. Chelsea didn't budge on the evaluation, I think, so is it 26 million euro he's gone for. A lot of Chelsea fans think that's way too cheap for somebody of his ability. So we don't know what went on behind the scenes with Frank Lampard, but what we do know is that he I'm not sure if it was a fallout or something, but he left when Frank Lampard was here, or just after Frank Lampard went. That's when he left the club. So Tuchel came in, and maybe the fact that Lampard left and Tuchel came in and he still went, that means that it was something like bigger than Frank Lampard not favouring him. It's probably a club decision to let him go. But as I said, we just could be speculating about what happened. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of moaning amongst a lot of the Chelsea fan base, saying this is another one who's got away. This is, we're going to regret it, and we're not giving youth a chance. But reality check, guys. We got to remember that in most teams, the big teams, the youth, maybe you may have a year when you get 5 or 6 youth breaking in at the same time, and the old ones old enough to remember the Manchester United side with the Neville brothers, David Beckham, Nicky Butt, Scholes, all those guys who broke through all at the same time. But most of the times, if you can get 1 or 2 youth players into your team in a 3 or 4 year period, then that's good. That means the academy is working. With under Frank Lampard, it was a different time because we had a transfer ban, and so we couldn't bring in players, and so that's why we had the likes of your Tomoris, Reece James, Mason Mount and Tammy Abrahams coming through, and Billy Gilmore as well, if you stick him in. Although all of them broke through into the Chelsea team at the same time. But now that we can make transfers, you have to see whether a player, if you're good enough, you're going to be getting in. Mason Mount has proved that. Reece James has proved that. Yeah, so these two have broke through, and out of the other guys who did break through, I'm not saying they're not good enough, but are they at that level that you need to compete for titles? Because you've got to remember that when all these players were playing together, guys, we finished 4th, and even this season, again, with a lot of those players playing for the first half of the season before Frank Lampard left, again, we finished 4th. So if you're quite happy for us to finish 4th and blood our youngsters, then fair enough. But if you want to be challenging for the biggest honours, then you do need the best players. This isn't a finishing school, so that's the reality of it. It's not a finishing school. I love the young players. I love to see them come through, because they are part of the Chelsea DNA. But at the same time, I don't want to babysit them. I want to see them playing on merit, not just because they've come from the youth academy. And you got to look at the situation at the back at the time. Tomori, as I said, was a good player who I liked, but he still had a lot of growing to do. There was a few times where he made a few mistakes. I'm not knocking him for that, because he's young and he can still learn. He's got enough time to learn from those particular mistakes that he's made in the past. But we've got like Guay coming up, and the club see him as a massive prospect, and is it Colwell as well? And so we've got a few defenders, Mbayambe being another one, and then so they've probably looked at the situation and thought, yeah, well stocked in the defensive areas, and we still got to sell players. So those who are knocking the sell of Tomori are the same ones who want us to spend 150 million on Haaland. If we're spending that sort of money on the likes of Haaland, then we need to get money back some way. So if we've got a sellable asset, somebody who's obviously AC Milan have seen a lot of what they like in him, and he's 20, and I said 25 million. He's still young, so maybe, and it's the Italians haven't got as much money as us, so I don't think they could have afforded anything. They were haggling over the price actually. So 25 million for someone of his age and potential is probably a fair deal, because people are looking at what they're sort of saying, okay, we've got only 25 million, but he's still a player who's got great potential. He hasn't realised the full potential yet. So I think 25 million is decent enough. What do you guys think? Do you think we should have stuck with him? Do you think we should try to get a bigger valuation? And just stick your comments in the comment section below on that one. And just carrying on from the youth actually, because a lot of people who have been moaning giving the youth a chance. I'm going to give you a challenge. Name me one Chelsea player from the academy who you can say that we've regret letting go. I'm talking about from the academy. I'm not talking about, I don't want to hear no De Bruyne's been mentioned or Lukaku's, because they didn't actually come in through the academy. We bought them at a young age, but they weren't actually from our academy. Yeah, so just, even the likes of Nathan Ake, he's a squad player at Manchester City, and he'd have probably been a squad player at Chelsea. So give me somebody who's a big standout player at another club, someone like a De Bruyne who we could say we regret letting go of. That's your challenge. Finally, just before I go, just a quick one on quick update on Hakimi. Hakimi, there's a lot of reports going around that a deal has been agreed between Chelsea and Inter Milan. I haven't heard anything official yet, but it's looking good from everything that I'm hearing. It's looking good, and it's going to be only a matter of time before this deal is sealed up. But if I hear anything else, if there's any other developments, I will let you know. But it is looking positive. Things can change, but at this time, Chelsea are in pole position, and we're talking about a matter of days before it's going to be official. So let's watch this space, as I said. So guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications to be notified whenever I make a new video. Share the content on all the social media platforms as well. I'll be grateful for that. So take care and bye-bye.